Hi everybody, welcome back. I'm Taylor Wilkins, founder of The Tailored Quill, where you learn what you're meant to do with your life and how to love that life without burning yourself out. And I've had the luxury of working with so many people who love self-exploration, who actually are committed to the process of doing all the really hard work that is required for working on your mental health, improving your psychology, your mindset, figuring out your purpose in life, and also figuring out what your version of fulfillment is and charting out all the work that's needed to achieve that level of fulfillment. But at the same time, I've also met and spoken to so many people who are not willing to do that work. These are people who might be interested in personal development and self-help and fixing their psychology or treating their mental health issues. But like a lot of people, especially Americans, they just want that quick fix. They just want the end goal. They just want to have the success and jump to the fun part. They might want me even to just like give them the answer, as though I know without even meeting them what the answer is to give them to fix their life. And I know I'm using the word fix, and there's no such thing as you being broken or needing to be fixed. But people who are not willing to do the work, they are the ones that think that they are broken and need to be fixed, and that I can just give them some kind of golden nugget that will fix everything. But that's the problem. This type of work, if we really break it down, any kind of personal development work or work on your mental health or trying to improve your psychology in any kind of way, it requires as a first step unlearning a ton of things. It requires as a first step the unraveling of years of thoughts, years of beliefs, years of stories that you've been telling yourself in your mind that are actually no longer, that never really were serving. I mean, they were serving you in one way, but they're no longer serving you. And you are getting to a point where you actually want to change those. And that unraveling process can take a very long time. And depending on what your unique details are of your life story and the life events that you need to unravel and understand and work through, but also the emotions involved and the relationships involved and the ways that you behaved and acted, there's a ton of work that needs to get done. But it's also years of very emotional and intense work. And so that's the work, that's the dirty work, that's like the hard, painful, challenging, uncomfortable stuff that people would really rather just jump over. They'd really rather just skip to the end and feel better about their lives. But if you are actually interested in this kind of work, like really committed to making yourself happier or achieve whatever your version of contentment or fulfillment, or to know what the meaning of your individual unique life is, you have to accept that there is going to be challenge along the way. You have to accept that you're going to run into extremely unexpected discomforts and pains and darknesses that you never really experienced before, or maybe that you have known about, maybe, but then you've just suppressed or avoided or pushed away or pushed under the rug. And so I want you to think about yourself as a pirate. To make this fun, let's talk about it in like fun metaphorical ways. Think of yourself as a pirate hopping on your ship and you're about to go hunt for treasure. Because at the end of the day, that's all that we're really doing. Like the happiness and the purpose that we're looking for in our lives is really just the treasure that we are hunting for, that we are searching for. And you may get a map from someone like a coach, like myself, or a therapist, or from reading a book, or whatever it is. Whatever you collect to figure out what direction you should go in, that's your map. But think about this. If you were a pirate jumping on that ship, ready to set sail, there is no way that you would think that you're not going to run into a storm at some point. There's no way that you might wonder, ooh, am I going to run out of food? Or am I going to hit bad waves at some point? Keep in mind, there is a large distance, no matter what, no matter where you are, there is a massive amount of different distance between where you are and where the treasure actually is. So the amount of things that could go wrong, or the amount of challenges you might face while sailing to that destination, could be innumerable. Who knows how many challenges you'll face. But you have to accept the fact that you're going to face all of those challenges. You're going to run into obstacles that you can't even predict. And you're going to experience things, especially emotionally and psychologically, that you've never had to work through before. Now, that's not the only piece. I know but you have to make sure that the treasure at the end of it is worth it. Oftentimes that's the first step for people. So if they know, like, oh my God, I'm so excited, I need to get to that treasure, whatever it is for you, the next step is being able to accept that all the challenges along the way are worth facing. Okay? Tony Robbins talks about this all the time. There was a famous story about a guy who was literally searching for actual treasure in the ocean. He would go out day after day after day after day for years and eventually found it. But the allegory to that Tony Robbins talks about is that you have to believe that there is treasure out there. You have to believe that you can find that treasure. And most importantly, number 3, you have to think that that treasure at the end of the map, at the destination, is worth finding. That it's worth going through all that effort for. And so that's the piece. That's the difference maker for people who want to do this kind of self-exploration and personal work. You have to know and be sure in yourself that the journey is worth it. Because there is no way you're not going to run into pain and discomfort and challenge and darkness that doesn't feel good. It's not fun all the time. I'm going to be totally honest. I want you all to understand truthfully that any process of psychological development that I ever talk about in these videos, it's hard work. It requires work, which means you not only have to accept that, but you have to make sure that when it is time, you are ready because the treasure is worth it for you. So, let me ask you, on the spectrum of people who don't want to do the work, but they're like kind of curious about their mental health and psychology, all the way to the people who are like, boom, I'm in this, let's go, I'll face every challenge, I'm afraid, but I have courage, let's do this. Where are you at? Where are you at with your own psychology, your own mental health? What is the treasure that you are actually hunting for right now? And keep in mind, it's going to change. Even if you find that treasure in a few days, it's going to change to something else 6 months from now. So the treasure keeps changing, but what is the treasure for you in your life right now? And is it worth it for you to deal with all the challenges that you're going to face along the way to get that treasure? Or do you need to wait a little bit longer? There's no shame in that. If you are not ready to find your treasure, I can't blame you for that. I can't judge you for that. But do not make excuses about it. Do not make excuses. Own up to the fact that you're like, you know what? I'm not ready yet. I'm not going to step on the ship quite yet. I'm going to wait a few more days in the dock, and then we'll see. And that's okay. The first step is knowing where you're at and what you're willing to face. So figure that out for yourself. Go ahead and tell me in the comments or reach out to me and let me know how this goes for you. I'm always curious. So in the meantime, good luck, take care of yourself, and I'll talk to you soon.